Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. It is Monday, 3rd June 2024. Yes, it's the first Monday of the last month of the first half of 2024. I know that's a mouthful, but it is indeed a good day to give God thanks and praise. There's no better day to be alive than today, so we give God thanks for life. I am Adana Kumbi, and I'll be taking you through our program this morning as we transmit to you live from the Port Mall here in Scarborough, Tobago. Thank you so much for viewing us wherever you're joining us from this morning, whether you're joining us on our Facebook Live, our YouTube Live, or on Amplia 102. Good morning and welcome to all of you. We have a lovely show lined up for you today, so we're happy that you're joining us this morning. But of course, before we get into all of that, we have to go over to the news in 90 seconds.
News in 90 seconds is brought to you by Standards, never beaten on quality and prices.
Thank you, Adana. Here is your news in 90 seconds for Monday, June 3rd, 2024. Tobago police seized a quantity of cocaine on Saturday, June 1st by acting on intelligence. According to police reports, PC Phillips and WPC Stanley Carter, officers from the Crown Point Police Station searched a bushy area at Gaskin Bay Road, Bonaccord, where they discovered a black plastic bag containing 44 packets of white substance resembling cocaine. The items were seized and investigations are ongoing. The Tobago Performing Arts Company is now operational as announced by its artistic director, Rayshon Pierre during the opening gala at TPAC's inaugural Force Arts Festival. With a two-day event, the festival showcased Tobago's cultural heritage in drama, film, music, and dance. Pierre emphasized TPAC's commitment to present creative practice in Tobago, highlighting its successful productions like Bitter Cassava, a tribute to Calypso Rose, and the Broadway play Once on This Island. The Force Festival aims to unite creative communities and promote Tobago's orange economy. Pierre stressed that the art is dynamic and resilient, encouraging active participation in festival workshops and sessions. And finally, Canadian YouTube Christopher Hughes' Christmas List family is collaborating with authorities in Canada and Trinidad to secure his release after he was charged with sedition on May 30th. Foreign Affairs Minister Dr. Amy Brown stated no outreach from Canadian authorities occurred. Hughes' family urged the public not to contact the Canadian Embassy, emphasizing privacy and safety concerns. Meanwhile, Hughes claimed his arrest was politically motivated and threatened his safety. His lawyer, Kristen Williams, emphasized the need to avoid misinformation about the matter. And that was your news in 90 seconds.
Life is good with zero interest for 6 months, zero down payments, zero stress payment plan. That's right. With Standards, my terms, we are putting the power of zero in your hands. Now, you can get that new sectional, fridge, stove, or TV for zero down. Pay zero interest later and enjoy a zero stress payment plan plus quick approval within 48 hours. Standards, never beaten on quality and prices. Deltec Distributors Weekend Special Wings Friday, £3 wings, 2.5 kilogram fries, special 100 TT Soup Saturday, £2 cube beef, £2 cow heel, £2 chicken foot, £2 pigtail, or smoke bone, special $150 Super Sunday, £3 leg and thigh chicken, £3 sliced pork, £3 lamb slice, £3 cheese, 2 pack of pasta, special $250. Located Main Road, Argyle, Tobago. We deliver 20 TT. Contact us on deltecdistributors.com 395-5040 or 237-0102. Deltec Distributors Weekend Special.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you, Bianna, for our news there in 90 seconds. And of course, so many things happening over the weekend. It was a long weekend, and so people, were involved in so many different activities.
Yes.
Bianna, what was your weekend like? I know I had so many things going on. In fact, I was saying this morning that I need a holiday from the holiday because, it was very, very engaging for me. What was your weekend like?
It was more of a relaxing one for me, took the time to read some books as well as to get a little rest. Didn't get to go to the beach as was planned, but it was more of a relaxing one for me.
And of course, I heard about an event taking place right here on the island of Tobago, where there was some sort of miscommunication somewhere in terms of the artists not making it to the stage to perform for the patrons who were there, and a whole list of things happening there. And so we're hoping to get some information coming in as it relates to what really transpired. I heard some really outrageous things happening, so we're hoping to get the truth, the details, and all the information as it relates to that. Have you heard anything about this, and what are your thoughts?
Well, actually, on the social media platform, I saw the Tobago promoters. They put out this media release stating that they were not, no way in collaboration with the party or had nothing to do with the party. But, it was a bit unfortunate that, the persons who were involved, probably did not get paid, so the function did not come off. But it was so unfortunate.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of things where that is concerned in terms of talking about payments in a currency that, of course, the artists are not familiar with in terms of using where they reside. They're not domiciled in Trinidad and Tobago, and it was rumored. I'm not certain what is happening there. So hopefully we get some insight where that is concerned,
and hope that the promoter of the event comes forward and say what actually is taking place or what took place.
That's right. So we're hoping for some clarity where that is concerned, because of course it is the conversation on social media at this point in time, and we just want to get some clarity where that is concerned. Thank you so much, Bianna. Thank you so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to head on over to our birthday shout-outs. Right on screen and celebrating a birthday is the man Wendell Lashley. Wendell is having a birthday today, and Wendell, we want to wish you happy birthday. We pray God's blessings upon your life. And if you know Wendell, you know he's having a good time today. In fact, he might be celebrating for the entire week or even the month. Happy birthday to you, Wendell. Do enjoy. And next we have Alan Hosford. Alan Hosford is also celebrating a birthday, and we want to wish you a very happy birthday. Alan, we pray God's blessings upon your life. We pray that you do enjoy your birthday celebrations. And you know what? I want to encourage you to celebrate all week long. Give God thanks for life. And finally, we have a belated birthday, Mersha Rowley. She is celebrating a belated birthday. Her birthday passed over the past couple of days, and so we want to wish you a happy belated birthday. And we do pray that you continue to enjoy the celebrations, enjoy all that is taking place as you are celebrated for your birthday. And remember to give God thanks for life. Happy birthday to you all. This morning, Monday morning, what is in my cup? Morning brew. My drink this morning is sponsored by LCJ Delights. Yes, operating right here in Tobago, producer of local teas and porridges and flowers made from all products, natural products here on the island of Tobago. So this morning, I want to say thank you to LCJ Delights for my drink this morning. This morning, I'm having a drink of ginger and turmeric tea. Yes, from LCJ Delights, and there's a wide range of teas, porridges, flowers, even pancakes and waffles. Their breakfast menu is so wide and large. So you can check them out there up at Signal Hill to get your cup of brew. This is my brew for this Monday morning. All right, you might be wondering, who are we having conversations with this morning in studio? And I can tell you, we start our conversations off this morning with Rodil Kirk, Senior Superintendent of TTPS, as he brings the weekly crime updates, as well as we have a conversation on situational awareness and safety. We also speak with Ms. Sophia Cooper. She's a special programs coordinator there at the Assembly Legislature, and and we're talking about primary plenary that is coming up soon. And then we end conversations speaking with Mr. Gary Melville and Miss Karen Batiste, event coordinators of the Bishop's High School class of 1979, as they plan and prepare for their reunion. So you want to stay with us this morning as we have those conversations. Of course, tell a neighbor, tell a friend to join on the live. Leave your comments. Let us know what you did over the weekend and what you're looking forward to as we close off the first half of 2024 and prepare for the second half as we enter in. You know, of course, as you enter into that second half of the year, you're talking about Christmas. So let's see what's happening coming up there. Folks, we want you to stay with us. And as you stay with us, of course, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Tobago, we reached the biggest comedy event of 2024, finally in Tobago for one night only at Shaw Park.
My body, and I'm not in the mood.
Yeah, but you haven't been in the mood for the last 6 months. Love is a Walk, which played to sold-out houses across Trinidad, is coming to Tobago for one night only on Saturday, June 8th at 8:30 p.m.
You promised this would be the last time.
Yes, I tell you, it's the last time, I swear.
You sure about that?
Tickets for Love is a Walk available at the Shaw Park Complex daily and at advertised outlets. Check social media for details. Shaw Park, Saturday, June 8th.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
We party till we drop down there with a lot of pretty girls down there, down in Tobago.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. As I mentioned, it's Monday, 3rd June. And so we're so happy that you're here with us in this new month. We start off conversations this morning in studio. And we're speaking with Senior Superintendent Rodil Kirk of the TTPS as he brings a weekly crime update. And of course, to speak on a specific topic of situational awareness and safety. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Andana. Good morning to your viewers throughout Trinidad and Tobago.
Right, it's always a pleasure having you in studio. When we have conversations, we get information and advice, as to how to keep ourselves safe. And of course, keeping us aware as to what is happening in Tobago as it relates to crime, bringing results in terms of finding criminals and, the status of things on the island. So you just bring us up to speed as to where we are as it relates to that aspect of it.
So we had a very long weekend, as we say, and, there were many activities that took place in the Tobago space. But what I would like, whilst you all were enjoying yourselves, the police was still out working, and you can see that the amount of the initiatives we implemented, we have additional patrols, additional boots on the ground. What I am here to report is that some of the incidents which took place in the past, we often forget it, but there was a shooting that took place on the 2nd of May at Turtle Beach where a man was found with gunshot wounds. We are pleased to report that right now we have a suspect in custody to be charged, right, for that one. Also on the 26th of May, we had a robbery at the car wash at Lowlands Mall, what do you call it, Scoops. We have a suspect who is due to appear in court today for that robbery. There was another robbery that took place at the Burger Cart at Montgomery. A 19-year-old suspect is to appear in court today as well. And there was one in Argyle on the 30th of May. We have suspects in custody who are due to be charged as well. So these are the positives that came out of all of these incidents. We are seeing a rise in these robberies, and it is being perpetrated by persons within our own space. What I want to say at this stage, we have been out doing our community engagements with our stakeholders, our town meetings, our community walkabouts, and it's bearing fruit. I want to thank the Tobago public for cooperating with the police. They continue to do that, and this is the fruits of that engagement we are seeing. People are reaching out and, you know, talking to the police, and we are able to bring some of these perpetrators to justice. So I want to thank the Tobago public this morning.
Absolutely awesome. We're happy, always happy to hear when, you know, someone has been apprehended for committing disturbance, because at the end of the day, really disturbing the peace and the people who reside here. So we're happy to know that that has happened, and we're hoping, you know, to get more stories like this as it relates to things that have happened in the past as well. And thank you so much for reminding us of things that happened that we might have forgotten, and just to know that these people have been apprehended and they will be before the court of law. So now we're talking about situational awareness and safety, right? I suppose the theme suggests that, of course, bringing some measure of alertness, you know, so we want to get into that conversation this morning. And I know we speak about this very often on the show, reminding our viewers, you know, to be alert, to be aware of the environment. But we want to get into that conversation again this morning, because we're seeing what is happening around us.
I can't be too tired to remind people that, you know, time has changed and you have to become more aware of where you are. So it's for you to take steps for your personal safety. When you leave home, make sure that, you know, you have that awareness as to what is around you. You know that, especially early in the morning, you are seeing people on the road. Sometimes you may want to stop if you're driving a motor vehicle. Be careful. Do not stop for anyone that you do not know. Again, when you are in certain areas, do not park in areas for a long period of time. Just, you know, people used to go by the park and just park up and so on. If you do, ensure that you have your security measures in place, like your vehicle doors and windows locked. Don't stay there for long periods. If you are coming out of your vehicle, do not leave the key in the ignition. And if you are going to the bank, etc., always either have somebody accompany you, or do not, when you are coming from the bank, make sure that you don't have any envelopes or all these things exposed, because people are watching you. And this is what we call situational awareness. Wherever you are in the environment, be careful, just look around. We are not asking people to be panicked, but we are just asking, taking into consideration that these robberies are in the increase. You are going to close your business place at a certain time. You know that you don't have the security measures in place. You can simply communicate with the police, you know, and our patrols will pass by. So these are the things that you need to take note of, because we are seeing it happening so easily in Tobago. You see a person, somebody will call you to go a particular place at a particular time in the night. And, you know, be aware. If you don't need to go, don't go. Except it's a case of emergency, etc. Because we are seeing that. People are luring you out of your home, calling you to tell you, well, you know, something is by this place, or I have something here to give you, and so on and so on. Why the person couldn't come to you? So, and we are seeing these offenses are being committed by persons who are close to one another as well, you know. So we don't know, in Tobago, the paradigm has shifted. We are seeing people, I don't know if they're just being idle or they just want to follow the crowd, but we are seeing young people more so getting involved in these kind of illicit activities. And they are going wrong to business places, looking at the soft target, and then they're making the attack on these places. And we have to be mindful. Business owners have to be mindful as well. When you are closing at a particular hour and you are seeing people suspicious around, you can simply communicate with the police. We will pass by, right? because I'm proud to say that we have some additional boots on the ground. We have some new persons joining us as of today. We are going to make full use of them. And our aim is to continue to make this space safe throughout Tobago. We have heard your cries, and we are doing our best to make sure that this island is adequately policed.
You're mentioning that there are new boots on the ground and there's a new team of people joining you all today. Is this in reference to the team that the Chief Secretary spoke about in terms of the THA policing, or is this TTPS staff?
No, this is TTPS staff.
Right.
As you know, you have seen we have the IATF, we have the GB. Some more are joining us today. However, we have some additional resources coming straight from the academy. They are out with us. So from today, they are going to be posted on the Nation Street in Tobago. And, we are happy for that. We are happy that the Commissioner has heard our call in terms of resources, and we are going to utilize them wisely. So just to put that out in the public space that, we will want to police the island in such a way that to make people feel that safety and security that the police is there. So we are going to do that, and this is what we are about.
And you also mentioned, especially for business owners, when they're closing up shop and they're packing up, if they feel unsafe or they don't have bodyguard, security officers to ensure their safety of their premises and, the items, they can call on you and you will do a drive-by, just to ensure.
We will do that.
Additionally, you also made a reference to people going to the bank and withdrawing. Sometimes you have to withdraw large sums of money and walking with it. Not only, sometimes you might be exercising all the cautions. Yeah. You might put your envelope in your bag and you're walking safely, but there might be somebody, because these criminals.
We know how they operate.
They stand guard at these places. And so they might be following you. Tell me, if I feel as if I'm being followed, I just came from the bank and I withdrew a large sum of money. Somebody was eyeing me and I feel as if I'm being followed from the bank. If I call the police and I say, listen, I just came from the bank, this happened, and I feel like if I'm being tailed, how soon can I feel confident that a member of the TTPS or whomever will take my call seriously?
I am saying that it will, and especially if you call me, right? That is something that I will initiate, and it's not something that is unusual, because I often get these calls, so it's not something that is unusual, and I'm just urging people, you have to take back your space. You have to be aware, right? Tobago is still considered one of the safest places throughout Trinidad and Tobago, notwithstanding that we have these little incidents occurring. And I know that where these incidents are occurring, there are people who often witness it. We often call upon people, and I know that, I assure you that you pass your information on to me, it will be acted upon, right? So this is what we want to encourage. Because when something happens in Tobago, it's publicized more in the international space. And we know that. We know that our economy is driven on tourism, and we want to keep this place safe so that visitors, locals alike, could enjoy it. So this is what we are about. And I'm thankful that people are buying in, and I hope that this relationship improving going forward, as we police the island on a daily basis.
And I do hope the relationship maintains as well, because as I said, it affects all of us. And so I'm happy that the communities across Tobago are coming together to join the TTPS to ensure, as you usually say when you come here, if you see something, say something.
Yes, of course.
And so it has been working. So congratulations to the communities across Tobago for assisting the police. And, the encouragement is for you to continue so doing. And in wrapping this morning, Senior Soup, is there anything else you want to share with us as it relates to situational awareness, being alert in your environment to ensure and to protect your safety?
Yes, because again, we all live in communities, and I would have said in one of my town meetings that we are seeing persons popping up in these communities, whether it be they are tenants of persons. We as landlords in these areas have to be mindful that when we are leasing places to tenants, let us get the correct and proper information. Because what we recognize are some people, embed themselves in some communities easily and easygoing, and then after, you will see the real person come out. So I'm saying again to our landlords, this is Tobago. We can manage the island. When persons come to, and they come with a level of urgency, they want a place to stay, etc., make sure and get the proper information. And what you can even do, communicate with the police so that we could actually, pass the names through the system to see if there's anything attached. We don't want to discriminate against people, but we want you to be aware so that in the event of anything, you don't know, you don't have to look too far. So this is one of the things that we want to encourage people in going forward. And, again, people, we ask you to be vigilant. We ask you to look out. When you see something strange, again, communicate with us and we will come. We will come.
All right. And, before we close, of course, I must ask, learning that there was a shooting also on Saturday in the Mount Pleasant area.
Yeah.
Can you give us any insight on that before we close?
Well, the situation is we don't know the motive for it. But what we recognize is that a lone individual went up and shoot at the direction of a particular home. A car was damaged. So the police have launched an investigation, and I believe very soon we will identify who the perpetrator is. So, again, we have noticed even in this area, we have a heightened level of activities, and this is looking at our data, this is one of the areas that we are going to fully concentrate on as well. So I just want to urge the people of Mount Pleasant that police patrols will be passing through your area, covertly, overtly, as you will see. And we just want you, if there's any other information that you want to share with us, feel free to share it with us. If you don't want to talk to us personally, there's still 555 800 tips. The system has been working, and I urge you to continue to use it. If not, you call 211, you want to get onto one of the nearest police stations, you can do that as well. So again, hats off to you, Tobago, and as we continue, and we look forward to working with you.
Thank you, Senior Soup. We're hoping, of course, to get more good news when you come again on this program to let us know what has happened, what is happening, how many persons have been apprehended, and what the situation is. Of course, we always like to hear when people are paying the price for, the crime they committed. So we're hoping, to get some more results when you come again to speak with us next week. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking with Senior Superintendent Rodil Kirk as he brings the crime update for us, and also having conversations on situational awareness and safety. So remember the tips that he gave this morning. Just be a little bit alert as to what is happening around you and take the necessary precautions to keep yourself and your environment safe. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have to go for a short break before we continue conversations this morning in our studio. And before we go, of course, we invite you to help us share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Need a fresh start? Upgrade your life with the things you want. At Standard Distributors in Canaan, life is good with zero. Get that amazing fridge, the stylish sofa with zero down and easy financing. Your dream house is within reach. Visit Standard Distributors today. Life is good with zero.
Deltec Distributors Weekend Special Wings Friday. 3 pounds wings, 2.5 kilogram fries. Special 100 TT Soup Saturday. 2 pounds cube beef, 2 pounds cow heel, 2 pounds chicken foot, 2 pounds pigtail, or smoked bone. Special $150. Super Sunday. 3 pounds leg and thigh chicken, 3 pounds sliced pork, 3 pounds lamb slice, 3 pounds cheese, 2 pack of pasta. Special $250. Located Main Road, Argyle, Tobago. We deliver 20 TT. Contact us on deltecdistributors.com 395-5040 or 237-0102. Deltec Distributors Weekend Special.
is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
I can't live without you, I can't be without you for too long. 'Cause when I'm around you, I feel like the heavens just come down. I feel it in my soul every time we on the road, it's a miracle. A million strong come together.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Hey, assemblers. I am Kimura Reed, your presiding officer for the first ever primary plenary debate to be done nationally under the People's House. Join us at 10 a.m. on Thursday, June the 6th, 2024 at the Assembly Chamber as 18 primary schools from the east, west, and north of the island will engage in a thought-provoking debate on the impacts and effects of the SEA examination as members of the THA.
My name is Lester Paul, and the reason why they should keep the SEA exam is because it's a standardized test, and the three most important things you need to know is maths, language arts, and creative writing.
My name is Dando George, and I believe that they should ban SEA because of the physical and mental stress that it gives to the students.
Come to the public gallery or tune in live to our Facebook and YouTube links. We've got it locked, loaded, and ready to go. Thursday, June the 6th at 10 a.m. This is certainly one for the books.
Welcome back to the morning show. Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. I am Adana Kumbi. And of course, we continue conversations this morning in studio with our next guest, Sophia Cooper. And she is the Special Programs Coordinator at the Assembly Legislature. This morning, we're speaking about primary plenary debate. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Right. Of course, we just saw the ad there with our young ones from primary schools across Tobago being engaged in this very, riveting conversation. In fact, a conversation that is applicable to themselves. So, of course, we're hoping that they did their research and they came with their arguments for this. But what was the idea behind hosting this event? I'm hearing it's the first of its kind on the island. So tell us, what was the idea behind it?
The Assembly Legislature is on a mission to engage and educate at all levels. It means that we're not just talking to the adults who vote every 4 years to the THA elections or every 5 years to the national elections. We're even talking to the non-voters, those who don't vote in the elections. The idea is for everyone to understand how they can participate in their democracy. And that means reaching out to the very young and the senior among us. So primary plenary, yes, it's the first and definitely it won't be the last. We're reaching out to members of the community to come in. So we've had the Tobago Day debate with high schoolers and senior citizens, and now it's time for those at the primary school level.
Absolutely awesome. And of course, as you mentioned, educating. So now they know the roles and the functions of all the members, and they've become affiliated with the terms that are used in the house. So that is really, really good. And I like the skit that they did there for the entry of this interview. I'm actually seeing that the young people, the youths, the children, as a matter of fact, they are so engaged to the point that they feel, connected to the cause. I'm really, really happy to see that, and congratulations, of course, to Assembly Legislature for doing this. And the topic, of course, is SEA. So tell us why this topic was selected.
We wanted to ensure that there was something in the research that would be applicable to their age group. So when we talk about engage and educate, it can't be something that they can't comprehend or connect with. So yes, there's research, there's critical thinking, there's presentation styles, and of course, learning parliamentary procedures. And we want to ensure that they understand the different arms of government. So, people immediately, you recognize Prime Minister, you recognize the Chief Secretary. Those are the executive arms of government. So when we start talking about the Assembly Legislature and the impact it has on our democracy, then we start to go into a conversation that sometimes people are not too familiar with. And it's essential because without the Assembly Legislature, there will be no THA. So we want to ensure that young people understand that there is a process where you have to decide how to contribute to your own environment and decision making. And in order to get them to do that, we've decided that it must be a kind of immersive experience, not just coming into a room and listening to somebody talk, but actually doing it as if they are the assemblymen and the councillors.
That's right. That's right. And of course, in terms of preparing them, they must get some type of support from you. And I saw members of your staff there, of course, helping them and supporting them along. What has the response been from these little ones? How have they been able to absorb the information and even apply it to when they're preparing, because they're in preparation mode now? How have they been able to apply the information you've been giving them in the preparation process?
The response has been incredible. So we have about 41 primary schools in Tobago, and there will be 18 of them represented at this first debate. So we do intend to give the other schools an opportunity to have their turn at the mic, so to speak. So we had a caravan going from school to school, introducing democracy and parliamentary procedures such like standing orders and understanding what it means to have a debate. So from the caravan, we see the interest from the schools, the students, teachers, and then we moved into the training phase. And that's what you saw there. You saw the young people going into the chamber and sitting in the seats that, if you were elected or selected those are the seats you would be sitting in. And then, of course, the final phase would be the debate, where they exercise those presentation techniques that they've learned during the training, the research, critical thinking, being able to understand other people's arguments and come to a consensus, right? That's an important skill. You could disagree, but still be okay.
That's right. Coexist, yes.
Exactly. So even when you talk about things like conflict resolution and critical thinking, consensus building, those are the things that we train them in addition to parliamentary procedures and the standing orders that we use at the Assembly Legislature for our regular plenary sittings.
Awesome. And when is this event taking place?
It's this Thursday, the 6th of June. It starts at 10. And of course, there is a public gallery where members of the public can come in and see the debate live. We have extra seats that we've provided right on the outside. And we stream everything live. So part of our mandate is to ensure that all our sittings are made available to the public. So they're streamed live on social media and people can engage on Facebook and YouTube. It's going to be incredible.
Absolutely. You know, even I am excited about this, and I really would love to see them in real time.
Exactly.
You know, because I know they might be nervous, but based on what I saw in terms of that video that we played there, I can't see any nerves. What I can see is our children really proud of themselves, really engaging in the material that you gave them in terms of how to prepare, understanding. Our presiding officer there, you know, she's taking her position there, and that's what I'm seeing there. And, you know, we come out. Support our young people, because at the end of the day, what they really want is our support and our endorsement. So this is an invitation to all and sundry to come out and to give support. Look at them there. You know, they're going through the paces, they're going through the motions. And some of us have never had this experience. Some of us has never even been to the chamber. So this is a perfect opportunity for parents, teachers, communities, aunties, uncles, you know, to kind of come out and give that measure of support to the young people. I am bubbling with excitement, you know, as somebody who is an advocate for young people especially. And so I'm happy that this opportunity was given to our young people to come out. In this experience, preparing them and, you know, giving them the information, what has been the most outstanding or remarkable experience you've had?
Connecting with the topic is essential. And these are young people who just went through SEA. So they know the struggle, right? They could articulate what they felt and what they experienced. And it's a topic that's relevant to us. If you're a parent or an auntie or an uncle, right? Everybody on the edge of their seats waiting to hear what the results are going to be. So I think more than anything else is choosing a topic that they can connect with. Going through the training that we offer in parliamentary procedures, critical thinking, and presentation styles. And then coming out on the other end of that, understanding what it means to participate in your own democracy.
You know what would be really, really remarkable, as you said, coming out of it, seeing how the debate ends. You know, that would be really, really remarkable to see how they respond to, you know, which direction we're going to go into, you know, in terms of that. Is there going to be a second part of it, or how is it going to roll out?
We intended to include all primary schools. So yes, there is going to be an additional part of this process. But the motion also calls for an action. So when we talk about a call to action, right, that means that at the end of the debate, there is supposed to be something that is going to be done. So we're hoping that the powers that be and the adults among us would listen carefully to what the young people have to say, and that will then filter into discussions about what may or may not be changes that would be good for the process. So yes, research is part of it, and we want young people to come out, as I said, after the debate, feeling proud about themselves and understanding that, yes, you could speak up and you could be part of the conversation. And sometimes, you know, as children, they can like, oh, you're supposed to be quiet and sit in your corner and just do your homework. No, we want more than that for our young people in Tobago. We want this space as a space that they will protect. And in order to do that, you must know what you're protecting.
Absolutely, absolutely awesome. Congratulations again to the Assembly Legislature for hosting this event and engaging our young people in this type of conversation. We really have to start from the grassroots. And no better place than at that level, of course, and of course, a conversation that is relative to them that they can connect with and identify with. So congratulations again. And I do want to wish all our young people, all 18 of you, or is it 18 of them?
So it's 18 schools, but 19 debaters.
Right.
Yes. And then, of course, we have those who sit in the seats of the presiding officer, the clerk, the deputy clerk, and the marshal. So they are going to run their own sitting.
Right.
Right? They have all the positions filled. And so when that time strikes at 10 a.m., over to the young people.
Absolutely awesome. This is groundbreaking events here. And, I really, really, really wish you all the best. And I am going to make myself present because I want to see this debate. I want to see them get into action, I really am happy that they're getting this opportunity. Congratulations to all the parents, all the teachers who have assisted, all the students who have cheered on their classmates, all of you for doing the research, congratulations to you and all the very best. Come Thursday morning, 10 a.m., as Sophia said, as they're handing over to you, the very best to you. You can do this. You've got this. You did the work. So it's over to you at 10 a.m. Well done. Thank you so much, Sophia. Is there anything in closing you'd like to share with our public again?
I want to say a big thank you to the schools, the teachers who supported this process. You can't do this without support. And I hope that during the journey, they also took away from the process. Because when we talk about engage and educate at all levels, we truly mean that. And so for us, it's about finding ways to connect with people. So we know that the students put in a lot of work, so did the teachers. So a big thank you to the schools for participating, and we continue to ask for their support in everything that we do.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking with Sophia Cooper, the Special Programs Coordinator there at the Assembly Legislature. Primary plenary debate is on this Thursday, 6th June from 10 a.m. at the Assembly Legislature, and all the invitations are there, or the links that you can join virtually or in person at the chamber come Thursday morning. Let us support our young people. They are the ones who are going to lead us. When it's time to collect your pension, it might be one of them having to pass some sort of legislature to ensure that you get through. So support them from now. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for staying with us up until now. Of course, we have to go for a short break before we continue conversations in studio with our guests. And before we go this morning, of course, we invite you to help us share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Hey, assemblers! I am Kimura Reed, your presiding officer for the first ever primary plenary debate to be done nationally under the People's House. Join us at 10 a.m. on Thursday, June the 6th, 2024 at the Assembly Chamber as 18 primary schools from the east, west, and north of the island will engage in a thought-provoking debate on the impacts and effects of the SEA examination as members of the THA.
My name is Lester Paul, and the reason why they should keep the SEA exam is because it's a standardized test, and the three most important things you need to know is maths, language arts, and creative writing.
My name is Dando George, and I believe that they should ban SEA because of the physical and mental stress that it gives to the students.
Come to the public gallery or tune in live to our Facebook and YouTube links. We've got it locked, loaded, and ready to go. Thursday, June the 6th at 10 a.m. This is certainly one for the books.
can't live without you, I can't be without you for too long. Cause when I'm around you, I feel like the heavens just come down. I feel it in my soul every time we on the road, it's a miracle.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Rotisserie, mouth-watering fries, salads, combos, and specials galore. Feeling for something to eat? Come and see. Our rotisserie is seasoned to the T. Kicking chicken, masala, and jerk roast. Crispy fries made from scratch. Who do you know can beat that? Or salads freshly cut and packed. When you taste it, you'll be wanting to come back. So come check us out on number 2 Robinson Street, Uptown Scarborough, Tobago. We open on Saturday nights from 7:30 to 11:30 p.m. Monday to Thursday, we're open from 10 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. and on Friday, 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us at 772-7443 and all social media handles at The Rotisserie Factory.
No place like home, home, home.
Oh, I love Tobago, baby.
When we outside, it's an ocean of love. All that we align to the stars up above. Let we dance now, take a chance now with me. And we go jump till morning. Look, the moon don't sleeping. Tell them we not leaving. Still the last drop of bacchanal is madness in the capital. So I feel like I run in town again. Jump and shake the ground again. We with all my friends and them. No place like home, home, home. We go jump till the moon come down. It's we who the stars shine on. Play a mass and break away. Freedom in we DNA.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. It's just about 7:50 a.m. So if you're getting to work for 8 a.m. and dropping the children off to school, you have 10 minutes to get there. Remember to drive safely on our nation's roads this morning. Remember, safety is your MO this morning. All right, we continue conversations this morning in studio with our guests, and we're speaking with Mr. Gary Melville and Miss Karen Batiste. They are event coordinators for the Bishop's High School class of 79 reunion. I know we spoke about a reunion recently, but this is another one. Don't get confused. This is another reunion coming out of BHS. And of course, it's always a good thing to have reunions to reconnect with people who are special to you, who you have not seen over the years. We see how things are happening here in the world. So let us reconnect. Good morning and welcome to you guys.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Right. And so we talk in class reunion and we're going all the way back to 1979. Some of us were not born yet. I'm not going to mention any names, but it's so good to see that you can go so far back in time to reconnect with people who you sat next to in class. And before the conversation started, I heard you talking about somebody who was your benchmate in first form, so of course it's I'm sure it's very nostalgic and, that you all are enjoying preparing for this reunion. So tell us a little bit about it.
Hi, good morning, and thanks to Tobago Updates for being able to entertain us this morning. Well, as you would have said, 1979, that's 45 years ago since we graduated. This June will make 45 years, and of course, 50 years in September since we actually started Bishops. Mm-hmm. So for us, it's really a special time because we normally keep reunions about every 5 years or so, but this one, we felt would have been particularly special given the time frame and so on. And so therefore, what we have is a reunion that is planned for the weekend of August the 9th. It's really a 3-day reunion. Karen will give some details in terms of what we're doing over the days, but it was really spurred on, as I said, as you would have noted, about the need for the connection. And I think the reunion you're referring to before there had to do with the class of 1974.
That's right.
That's the class I graduated when we came in.
Right.
And it seemed from what I saw on Facebook and so on that they had a ball.
Yes.
Maybe we may not be as exuberant as they are, but we have we have a group that we have a lot to basically share, and the reunion is really about essentially 50 years of friendship. Right. Karen, I don't know if you want to give some more details about.
Okay, so we begin this reunion on Friday, as he said, and we start with a meet and greet, right? So it will just be like we are meeting people again after a very long while, and so it's just for us to meet, climb a little bit, and renew those connections that we had long ago. On the Saturday, that's going to be our gala dinner. So, we're going to dress up nice and things for that.
Yes.
And, just have a ball, as ball is, right? And on the Sunday, we're going to have our church service in the morning. And in the evening, we're going to just have a nice little boat ride where we're going to, again, renew those connections that we had so long ago.
This is sounding so bougie. It's sounding so
bougie.
classy.
No.
It's sounding so classy.
It is classy.
Yes, really, really classy. I like the composition of the events that you're having, for this weekend. The church service, of course, very important.
Yes,
and a boat ride, I really am looking forward to things like this because I love to see people reconnect,
yes.
Especially over that 50-year period. That's a long time. And while some people might still be residing in Tobago, you might see some of them.
Yes.
There are some who might have traveled, so what is it like in terms of getting people to come back? What has the response been like and, stuff like that?
Well, it continues to grow because, as you said, there are persons who stayed in Tobago. Some of our classmates are persons who have been contributing to the Tobago Society over a long period of time in various capacities. You have people like Dr. Victor Wheeler, a classmate of ours, who has been in the field of medicine, and Mr. Louis Charles, who has been the GM of Mount Pleasant Credit Union for some time now, and is also one of Tobago's resident dance
That's right.
groups and so on, right?
Yeah.
These are our classmates of us who have been here. We also have a number of classmates overseas, who some of them are entrepreneurs, just as we have also classmates who are here who are entrepreneurial. We have Mr. Clement Bob, the guy who makes the chocolate and so on. That's our classmate. So there are a lot of there's a lot of that we look forward to as a group, and the response has been pretty good so far. We're trying to encourage as much as possible everybody who can come to be able to participate. And we are aware that some people may not be able to make all 3 days of the events. So we have structured the reunion in such a way that if you can only make it to the meet and greet, that can be accommodated. If you can only make it to the gala, that can be accommodated. If you can only be with us on Sunday, that can be accommodated. So it's really about trying to find a way to be as inclusive as possible over the weekend.
Right. Do you have a theme for the event, or is it still in the working? Because I know it's in August, so you probably still have time planning and, collaborating with ideas. Do you have a theme so far for the event?
Karen?
There was a theme, yes, but it's just so long that right now I can't remember what that theme is. One of our classmates would have done that.
Or resident creative mind.
yes, right. But it has to do with renewing the relationship. Forgetting what has gone and then looking forward to an even better life ahead, regardless of what age we are. Life is what we make it.
That's right.
Right. So we could always say life is good.
That's right.
Right. So we have that general idea in the back of our heads, and that is what's going to push us as we have this reunion, to renew those connections with people who we have not seen in ages. Of course, there's some people that you're always in connection with on WhatsApp, but we want to meet people, we want to see them, we want to remind them of the tricks they used to play, the mischief they used to play, when you meet and have that connection, it's different from when you're talking online.
That's right, and that leads me to my next question. I was just about to ask, when, especially at the meet and greet, you'll be talking about, you remember when so-and-so, and you remember this. I want to know some of the stories that you all are going to be talking about. Like, what is one of your most memorable things that happened in school, whether it's mischief, whatever it is? Can you share with us this morning what is one of your most memorable moments in school?
Gary, you better take that. I got to think about mine.
No, Karen. I
feel you two were the mischief makers,
He was always a quiet person that I know. He was just so quiet. Sometimes, he's the person you would want to pinch or to do, because he's just so quiet and I don't ever remember seeing Gary angry in school,
Wow.
But then maybe with the ladies, he might be that way, but with the men, maybe it's a different. But I could never, ever remember seeing Gary angry in school.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been trying to get some mischief out of them this morning. But
we had some very strong characters in our group. We had people like Courtney Peterson. I don't know if you know Courtney. Courtney is a guy who is always upbeat, always bubbly, and there would be a number of stories. You have people like Selwyn Adams.
That's right.
The late Peter Drakes, one of our classmates who no longer with us, and so on. So guys like that really kept us entertained, and kept everything being various classes being interested. We had
don't forget our teachers,
interesting teachers, which are part of the union and part of our gala, is to try to invite those of our teachers who are still with us on the Saturday night, and to pay a little homage to them, and maybe even give them a little token of appreciation, because they were wonderful in terms of, a lot of us know that the people that we have become is mainly and partly due to their influence and the things that they have taught us for the years and so on. And we had our teachers themselves, very strong characters, people like Mr. Noel Sosa and so on. None of us can remember. I could give you an incident with Karen and Mr. Sosa, but we ain't going to do that.
almost got
that. Not today. We had a teacher called Mr. Gene Smith.
Yeah,
boy, he was something else. That is one of the things we're going to be talking about. Our class teacher from 1 to 5, that was Miss Agnes Thomas.
Yes, another.
And then our principal for that period was Mr. Carruth.
Yeah, Mr. Cicero, for most of that period,
Wow, absolutely awesome. I feel as if I want to be there. I was not in class of 79, but I almost feel as if I want to be there just to have those conversations, from 50 years ago, all the way up, to see the transformation, And so I want to wish you guys the very, very best as you continue to plan and prepare for your event, which is taking place in August from the 9th here in Tobago. So all of class of 79, you don't want to miss, based on what I've heard this morning and based based on all the giggles we've had in studio this morning. You don't want to miss it, of course. So this is an invitation being extended to you to ensure you come out and support your class reunion, reconnect with some of your classmates and hear what's happening, what's going on, and even make plans for the future while you still have life. And so I want to wish you all the very, very best. We've been speaking with Mr. Gary Melville and also Miss Karen Batiste, who are coordinators of the Bishop's High School class of 79 reunion taking place in August. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we end the morning show on Tobago Updates, but it's not where we end our programming. We head on over to Tobago Notes and then to GMT. So stay with us, and as you stay with us, of course, we invite you to help us share the live, share the live, share the live.
What we have today is a technical rehearsal for the students, so they are being exposed to the use of the miking system here, and we also have them actually learning public speaking. So today they will have a number of persons speaking to them, and they will get accustomed standing and speaking in the Assembly Legislature. The brainchild of this actual debate and this process is Presiding Officer Ms. Abby Taylor. She saw it fit to have the students involved at a very young age because we wanted to expose them to the governance system so they would understand what happens here and they would see how it would affect and apply to them.
My students are very excited. Actually, we all, especially the students, welcome the opportunity to participate in this debate because as students, they sometimes think that their voices are not being heard. And they have really very strong feelings concerning this SCA examination. And it is an opportunity for them to feel as if what they say, what they think, their opinions matter. So this is a very exciting time for them and they are really looking forward to it.
I'm glad for all the training sessions because it has made me more confident going into the debate.
I feel very good to see that I can get to be in the chambers for this wonderful experience, getting to meet the presiding officer, getting ready to learn the rules. I feel very good.
We at Anglican are really grateful for the opportunity because we believe that debate exposes children at this age to serious skills that they would need for life. Public speaking, listening, problem solving, and it also teaches them emotional intelligence in handling disagreements with respect.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
Can't live without you, I can't be without you for too long. Cause when I'm around you, I feel like the heavens has come down. I feel it in my soul every time we on the road. It's a miracle. A million strong come together.
It's only when I go abroad and I see what is out there and I come back and I measure against what is here. There is no comparison to beauty.
Some writings of our history, it is said that Christopher Columbus called it Bella Fauna, meaning beautifully formed.
Natural, beautiful, peaceful. Yes, I get emotional. That's why I'm here.
One of the fascinating things about nature, there is always something new, and especially in the tropics where there's such wide diversity, persons can experience and have the awe associated with some of the beaches we have, aquatic life we have, some of the fascinating birds we have within a day, within a short period of time.
You have the Caribbean Sea on one side, you have the Atlantic Ocean on the other side. On our doorstep, a fringe reef that wraps around.
Yeah. Hey. Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Let's go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise.
Good morning, and welcome to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Guys, you know when you see me sitting here, it's because we're about to have those conversations that you want to have while I ask those questions that you want asked. But before we get into this morning's conversations, let's have our news in 90 seconds.
News in 90 seconds is brought to you by Standards, never beaten on quality and prices.
Tobago police seized a quantity of cocaine on Saturday the 1st of June by acting on intelligence. According to police report, PC Phillips and WPC Sandy Carter, officers of the Crown Point Police Station, searched in a bushy area at Gaskin Bay, Bonaccord, where they discovered a black plastic bag containing 44 packs of white substances resembling cocaine. The items were seized and investigations are ongoing. Additionally, the Tobago Performing Arts Company is now operational, as announced by its artistic director, Rayshawn Peku. During the opening gala of the TPAC's inaugural Force Art Festival, with a 2-day event, the festival showcased Tobago's cultural heritage in drama, film, music, and dance. Peku emphasized that TPAC's commitment to present creative practice in Tobago, highlighting its successful production like Bitter Cassava, a tribute to Calypso Rose, and the Broadway play Once on This Island. The Force Festival aims to unite creative communities and promote Tobago's orange economy. Peku stressed that art is dynamic and resilient, encouraging active participation in festival workshops and sessions. And finally, Canadian YouTuber Christopher Hughes, also known as Christmas Liss, family is cooperating with authorities in Canada and Trinidad to secure his release after he was charged with sedition on May 30th. Foreign Affairs Minister Dr. Emery Brown stated no outreach from the Canadian authorities occurred. Hughes' family urged the public not to contact the Canadian Embassy, emphasizing privacy and safety concerns. Meanwhile, his family claims that his arrest was politically motivated and threatened his safety. His lawyer, Kristen Williams, emphasized the need to avoid misinformation about the matter. And that was on News in 90 seconds.
Need a fresh
fresh start? Upgrade your life with the things you want. At Standard Distributors in Canaan, life is good with zero. Get that amazing fridge, the stylish sofa with zero down and easy financing. Your dream house is within reach. Visit Standard Distributors today. Life is good with zero.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago. This morning we're talking a bit more about what's happening in Tobago in regards to the healthcare sector and everything that's relevant. And this morning, as we have that conversation, I have with me on set this morning the political leader of the Progressive Democratic Patriots, Mr. Watson Duke. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, Tobago.
All right, well, it's a pleasure to have you back on set with me this morning as we discuss all that's happening here in Tobago.
Yeah.
But one of those prominent things that we see happening, actually two of those prominent things we have that we have spoken about briefly before, the crime situation on the island and healthcare. But I think it was only last week that you held a press conference where you were discussing the state of healthcare on the island and a number of things that were a part of the Progressive Democratic Patriots mandate that you have not seen being instilled in the current healthcare policy. What are some of those things that you and this current administration had agreed upon as being the way forward for healthcare on the island that you are not seeing?
Well, let's establish a fact that prior to election day, each and every one of those candidates signed a contract with their constituency and by extension the people of Tobago, whereby they would have said, hey, we are committed to fulfilling this mandate and you will have a copy of this contract to keep us in line, to keep monitoring us. It was an applaudable stance of their commitment to get the job done. But as we understand, no sooner than they got in, they abandoned Tobago and claimed that they were independent persons. Notwithstanding that, we would have planned from since 2016 what healthcare should look like on the island. We believe that we have had at that time 100 beds at the new hospital, but we were desirous of having an additional 250 beds altogether. Tobago must become the premier of healthcare for the entire Caribbean, and we're talking about health tourism. In order to be the premier healthcare facility, Tobago had to upgrade its beds and the quality operations within the hospital. We have three hospitals. The first one, Fort King George Hospital, in Scarborough, on the fort. That has 67 beds. Let's call it 70 beds. We have the new Roxborough Hospital, 20 beds. That's 90 beds there that are unavailable for use. And these 9 beds have been unavailable for use for years now. The hospital has 100 beds. And as we know the story, there are more patients at the Signal Hill new hospital than there are beds. And you have to wait for a bed sometime. To create a level of comfort for our Tobago people, we wanted to activate those 70 beds at the Fort Hospital, have those functioning properly, and the 20 beds at the Roxborough Hospital, that should have gone into full operation many years ago. They have not done that. Fort is being used as a plating, as an experiment, as a lab, right? No serious work is going on up there at all. I see 4 hospital beds up there, totally underutilized. And Roxborough is used as a showpiece. We have a new Roxborough hospital with 20 beds that are not available for use. And we have the beds at the Signal Hill Hospital totally exhausted. We are saying that that was a plan of the PDP to incorporate more. More than that, we were supposed to expand healthcare as district healthcare. Rather than having 19 health centers available every day, we would have converted those 19 health centers, and that's from since 2016, into centers of health and wellness programs, right? For seniors, for pregnant mothers, for different things. It's like specialized areas we're going to have. 19 of them will be utilized for that. And we will build a new facade of health centers, something that is 24 hours a day. Our health centers will be 24-hour health centers, something like the Roxborough Health Center being a model of that, where each health center would have 15 beds in it. And if there are 15 districts, we have 15 health centers, we have 15 beds, that's 300 beds we would have added. 300 beds we would have added to our 100 beds. You see the maths, everything add up. So it's not a wild idea that we have from the bush. It's an idea that was very thoughtful. It came from the people, and our mandate is in pursuance of the excellence that people of Tobago desire. That's a few things. Let me recap again. Expand the health centers to look like Roxborough Hospital with 10 beds, and you do minor procedures inside of it. Yeah. 2, you convert all of the health centers into health and wellness centers. We want to be the healthiest country in the Caribbean. We want to be the premier for healthcare in the Caribbean. We want to attract people from outside of Trinidad and Tobago to come for healthcare. And in doing that, we are going to have more guest houses rent. More persons will be coming not just for healthcare, but also for vacationing. We're talking health tourism, more meals on the island. We need to boost it. It's a way of making income. They have failed. In order to ensure that they're properly manned, we would have had doctors stationed in every district. So it means spending some money, but you have to spend money in order to make money. So every district would have had doctors and nurses attached to it. These persons, as far as reasonable and practicable, would have quarters, doctors' quarters and nurses' quarters, etc. So they're always within the environment, and even though when things are slow, they are on call.
Right. And why do you think at this point in time the Roxborough Hospital is not operating at its full capacity?
Well, my colleague, Dr. Faith, is incompetent, and therefore they cannot operationalize the Roxborough health facility, well, let me call it health facility or hospital, to its fullest capacity. You must understand that when you're leading, you have to lead. It means there are priorities and there are things that are not priorities. Operationalizing the Roxborough Hospital to its fullest capacity is a top tier priority for the Division of Health. That should come first. It takes the load off of the East coming to the West for healthcare services.
Don't you think that is a part of their current priority?
No, it's not.
Explain to us why.
Well, when something is a priority, priority still means number one, right? When a woman asks a man to be her priority, to make him her priority, his priority, then he has to place her first. First message we read will be that message, right? And if healthcare in the East is a priority, then I'm telling you, that place would have been operationalized for 24 hours. Right now, it's going up to 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, and after that, if you get sick, down to Scarborough. Why can't they have 2-3 doctors working up there? Why can't they have a full staff working up there to operationalize this thing on a night period? They can be shift work. There are many doctors in Tobago who have to go to Trinidad to find work. And there are many nurses in Trinidad who are not working because there's no work in Tobago nor Trinidad. We have to do an audit, a human resource audit of all the healthcare professionals and practitioners we have and put them to work. Tobagonians want to work. There are many expert doctors who exist outside Trinidad and Tobago in foreign and some of them regionally, and they're not called back to work. When a nation is serious about development, you make a call to your diaspora around the region and internationally to come and build your country. China did it. Japan did it. India done it. What are we doing? We are running them from our country.
Right. And in your capacity, when you served as Deputy Chief Secretary, you had the mandate to work on this developing diaspora affairs.
Yeah.
And healthcare was a part of that. What type of strategies were you working on putting in place to help boost Tobago's healthcare system through the diaspora?
Well, I had responsibility for the diaspora, but that responsibility was short-lived. There was no office operating. I was given a borrowed office, an office that was used by sports, division of sports, which was separated at that time. Yeah. My administrator was an administrator that was from sports, and he was sports administrator, still operating on behalf of sports. He was not my complete administrator. I had no staff. When you try to employ staff, real staff, to do real work, it's a big run around and play and games and song and dance. Somehow, I felt that he had a plan, but I did not see the plan until all of them sat well-dressed, clapping, "Crucify him. Crucify him." Then I understand that their plan was not to get work done, but to create a show of their own. You see, I was also responsible for monitoring and evaluating all the 12 divisions within the THA, right? All the 12 divisions. Health and wellness and family life, etc., form part of that. When I wrote this CEO asking for certain information, the secretary is complaining to the chief secretary and say, he's interfering. You cannot monitor and evaluate and make recommendations for changes unless you have that insulated authority to show up, ask questions, and ask for the production of certain information. Where are your policy statements? Where are your best practices? What are your standards for patient care? They don't have those things.
Understood. But we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back right after this.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new
Deltec Distributors Weekend Special Wings Friday. 3 pounds wings, 2.5 kilogram fries. Special 100 TT. Soup Saturday. 2 pounds cube beef, 2 pounds cow heel, 2 pounds chicken foot, 2 pounds pigtail, or smoked bone. Special $150. Super Sunday. 3 pounds leg and thigh chicken, 3 pounds sliced pork, 3 pounds lamb slice, 3 pounds cheese, 2 pack of pasta. Special $250. Located Main Road, Argyle, Tobago. We deliver 20 TT. Contact us on deltecdistributors.com 395-5040 or 237-0102. Deltec Distributors Weekend Special.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today. Good morning and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates as we continue with our conversation here this morning with the leader of the Progressive Democratic Patriots, Mr. Watson Duke. Welcome back, sir. We're talking a bit about development on the island and a number of development projects that we're seeing happening. What is your opinion on the proposed Rocky Point Hotel development by Marriott?
I think that Tobago is in need of major hotel brands, whether it be the Marriott or Sanders or Hilton or whatever. We need major brands. In the world of tourism, there are backpackers, people who travel light and they will stay for cheap fees. They're happy with that because the excitement is in walking, riding a bicycle, hanging out, smoking a joint, catching a fish. You know, they enjoy that. They spend their money on that. And there are people who just come to relax and they want opulence, they want luxury, they want everything. Are totally all-inclusive and they want a standard because that's what they're accustomed to. And these are big spenders. They may not spend money buying a conch shell on the road, but they spend their money in the hotel where they're staying. They will spend 20,000 US for a vacation, just for 2 weeks or a week. These are the kind of people Tobago need to attract if we need to boost our economy. They will not come and stay in Roxborough or Palativille or these places. They will definitely come to a high-end place where they have a one-stop shop, and the Marriott is now presenting to us an offer in that regard. I am saying I have no problem with the Marriott Hotel. However, there are persons who are concerned about surfing, the turtle nest, and all of these things, and that's a very good interest I've expressed that should be taken on board. Therefore, I strongly recommend a meeting of minds. And I heard the developer of the plan, one of the developers of the plan or the interest group, saying that they will try to work around the turtle nesting and they will not disturb the beach and try to preserve the historical sites as much as possible. And that could be talk, but there need to be some level of agreement signed that, yes, we're going to try to preserve this site for archaeological purposes, and we will try to preserve this site for the surfers. We're going to try to preserve this site for the turtles coming up to nest. And I think that will create a win-win situation. I'm not sure if that conversation is taking place, but it should take place. And I think it could be a win for both persons, those with their grievance and those with their interests in economic development.
Excellent. And we saw in the headlines that recently a quantity of cocaine or cocaine-like substance was discovered in the Crown Point area. Well, we had spoken previously on the crime situation and how it's developing on the island of Tobago. Have you seen any progress with the conversations that you've had with the Chief Secretary and the recommendations that you made to them regarding the Tobago Department of Homeland Security?
No, there have been no progress along those lines. And I guess, again, they're incapable of those great ideas. What they want to do is to create a police state. So they have now invited the Guard and Emergency Branch and the another branch, ITF, or something they call it, to be in Tobago. And they want to give Tobago this militarized presence. My advice, though, to the ITF and the Guard and Emergency Branch, in coming to Tobago, understand the culture of Tobago is different from Trinidad. We are family-oriented people, and so therefore we do not accept extrajudicial killings at all. Anytime you have extrajudicial killings, your welcome will be persona non grata. And I want to make it absolutely plain here. I don't know what they expect the police to do coming here. Right? These 15 police coming here, what they're going to do different. If they're going to come here with some kind of brutal strength or extra strength, that they're going to rag up people, beat people, shoot people, kill people. I don't know what they intend to do. Because these police are required in Trinidad, where crime is spiraling out of control, and there's a short staff in Trinidad, as you know. We are also short staffed in Tobago. But the problem is not policing. The problem is in the research, the investigation, the analysis, getting the data. And if Tobago, we call it Homeland Security, could provide some support in that area, insofar as extending its surveillances to villages, households, etc. And you could pull up data, and you could create a network of informants, so to speak, right? That is very secretive, protective, etc. And you could provide the police with information, then we would be able to follow through on the law in the right way. Which means the charged persons, bring them before the court, and they are proven innocent or guilty based on the facts. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. But I see the ITF here, the GEB here, and people are clapping and they find some cocaine. I'm not sure if that's as a result of those persons here, if it's a stage event or what. But all I'm saying, what are they here to do? Is it more boots on the ground? We have the army at Signal Hill. Why not ask the army to come out and have more joint patrol if you want more boots on the ground? This is a different culture here. Tobago and Trinidad is different. Yeah? And we have to be careful how we treat people here in Tobago.
Understood. And as we draw closer to the general election that's going to be upon us very soon, we see a lot of political activity happening on the island. One of that was the Prime Minister being here just a few days ago, we can say, in his conversation with the Prime Minister, and we saw the Minister for Finance being here as well, Mr. Con Imbert, and he would have, a question was posed about Tobago getting the money that it needs for development, and his response, the Minister for Finance, that was that Tobago is getting more money than the previous administration. What is your perspective on his outlook of Tobago getting more than enough?
Well, not more than enough, but you got more than what the previous PNM administration got from a PNM government. That's a very interesting comment, and it's instructive to me. He has all the information before him, so I can't critique him on that. However, I can say, thus far, coming September, this Farley incarnation of the THA would have had in their possession over $7.5 billion. Come September, a few months from now, yeah? So in July, August, September, next 3 months, they would have complete spending $7.5 billion. That's $7,500 million they would have spent in Tobago. Where has that money gone? Where is that money? All they're producing is cutlass work, sweep road work. That's what they're doing. Cutlass work. That's all we seem to be getting, 10 on, 10 off. You don't build an economy on that. And I have more to say on that later on in my launch in August. But definitely, I'm dissatisfied with the way Tobago is being managed with the money given. Yeah? To whom much is given, much is expected. $7.5 billion is a lot of money, and we should have seen more for that money on the island of Tobago.
Understood. And when it comes to the PDP and the Progressive Democratic Patriots' campaign for the upcoming general election, what can you tell the people that they can look forward to seeing from your party?
Well, I want to say that we have fixed a date for the campaign launch. We have fixed a venue for it. And I'll say more about this as we evolve in the month of June. A date, a place has been fixed, and the type of event has also been fixed. It's going to be a wow kind of event as usual. You know, when the PDP come, we are always welcome.
All right, so are we going to see another boxing ring type of setting? Are you going to bring to Tobagonians a new incarnation of the Chief Secretary like you did before?
Well, we're doing something different, something magical, something that's we talk of the tongue. We are not a deadbeat organization. The PDP keeps reinventing, readjusting itself to suit the electorate of Tobago. We are not deadbeat politicians. You know, the way I will move and interact with people, it's quite different from all the other politicians. I will move and I will interact. And so we want to focus on that different politics altogether, not the deadbeat politics.
And what do you think is truly lacking right now in Tobago in regards to outreach to the people on the ground or the grassroots community?
I think honesty. It's more than communication. People on the ground requires honesty. They voted for honesty. They voted for integrity. And when I say honesty, I mean political honesty, political integrity. And they are not having that. What we are having is a lot of old talk, a lot of promise. Take my number, call me. Never answer. Let's have a meeting. The meeting cancel. And okay, I will help you. They never help you. And it makes people become wary of politicians of that sort, of that nature. That when they're in power, they do not help you. But when they're coming out of power, then they want to help you. And people are wary of that type of political stocks. That's why they vote, they pay them out. And that's why the QTP party will be voted out also too.
Right, and tell us about what you will be doing moving forward, if successful in that general election, to ensure that that does not happen under the Progressive Democratic Patriots.
Well, first of all, Watson Duke will always be Watson Duke. And that means I'm focused on people. I've always been that way, and I will continue being that way. I will always be a man whose boots is on the ground, who is in touch with the common people. I don't make myself no God or no big man up there. I will still be walking, stop me, talk to me. We have bound to get a meeting, right? And I will be fighting for the change that Tobago so desperately needs. One of that change is self-determination. We came in on a high mandate of self-determination. And as soon as we get in, it's a set of old talk, it's a set of hem and haw, and oh, we want this, we want that. But they inside are confused because they are all on a frolic of their own, a bunch of independents with independent ideas. When I go into office at the general election level or at the THA level, I expect to hold a leading position. I'm not going there to be no cog in any wheel or to hold up anybody's just tail or to shine anybody's boots. I'm going there to lead. And I'll be leading the argument on behalf of all Tobagonians that now it's time for self-determination for Tobago. We must determine within Tobago our political status, whether we want to be joined with Trinidad, whether we want to have an association with Trinidad, Barbados, and Guyana, or whether we want to simply be what we call independent as Tobago with our own flag and national. We must have that conversation. Tobagonians never had that conversation, and I'm going there to lead that conversation. I'm also going there to ensure that Tobago's development is according to its view of itself. The people must determine within Tobago the type of economic development they want, the type of cultural development they want, and the type of social development they want. Everybody determines their own social development. Yeah? In this place in Italy, there is the boat, Venice, right? Where you call it some Guandora or something like that, right? Where people, and that's their customs. Mm. When you go on that and hear a man sing a song for you as part of their culture, yeah? What is our culture in Tobago? What it is. We have to deduce what our culture is and expand on that, because culture is what people travel to see. Are we losing our culture in Tobago? Or are we taking on the culture of Trinidad? Or are we taking the culture of America? That is something that must be distilled and made productive.
Excellent. And guys, we're going to take a quick break right here, and we'll be back right after this.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawn.
Rotisserie, mouth-watering fries, salads, combos, and specials galore. Feeling for something to eat? Come and see. Our rotisserie is seasoned to the T. Kicking chicken, masala, and jerk roast. Crispy fries made from scratch. Who do you know can't beat that? Or salads freshly cut and packed. When you taste it, you'll be wanting to come back. So come check us out on number 2 Robinson Street, Uptown Scarborough, Tobago. We open on Saturday nights from 7:30 to 11:30 p.m. Monday to Thursday, we're open from 10 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. And on Friday, 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us at 772-7443 and all social media handles at The Rotisserie Factory.
The best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorn's Place, with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorn's Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable.
Tobago, we reach the biggest comedy event of 2024, finally in Tobago for one night only at Door Park.
My body, and I'm not in the mood.
Yeah, but you haven't been in the mood for the last 6 months. Love is a Walk, which played to sold-out houses across Trinidad, is coming to Tobago for one night only on Saturday, June 8th at 8:30 p.m.
You promised this would be the last time.
Yes, I tell you it's the last time, I swear.
You sure about that?
Tickets for Love is a Walk available at the Shore Park Complex daily and at advertised outlets. Check social media for details. Shore Park, Saturday, June 8th.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, buljoil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meats served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Yeah. Hey. Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Let's go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawn.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates as we continue our conversations with the leader of the Progressive Democratic Patriots, Watson Duke. We're talking all things that's happening in Tobago politics and what's happening in the PDP. And as we talk about what's happening in preparation for your campaign for the general elections, one of the questions that continue to arise, can we see a reuniting of yourself and the Chief Secretary, Farley Augustine? Is that in the cards for you guys?
I think I have extended myself to the Chief Secretary on numerous occasions. And I deliberately did that so Tobago will know that I have done so, extended myself. Not once has the Chief Secretary extended his hand to me. All right? As a matter of fact, since he became Chief Secretary, I have not even gotten a water to drink from him. You know what I mean? So, hey, Watson, let me buy a water now. I have not even been told thanks for placing him there. Right? He says that because of him, I won my seat. So this is the kind of person we're dealing with. I wish him the best in all of his endeavors. But what we are looking at is not a new party. It is the Tobago Forwards. The Tobago Forwards, same blue color. Remember, it's Tobago Forwards that have now called themselves Tobago People Party. Right? Hoping that they would kidnap the political electorate during the next elections because they are in office. But if being in office gives you a right away to win in the next election, then PNM would have remained there for quite a long time. Being in office is no right away to the next election. So let the drums begin, let the game be played, and let the chips fall as it may. The PDP, our words are never retreat, never surrender. We are not going back to that place. I've extended my hand. I think I've moved on from that now. He has no interest in that, or probably he's waiting until the dying moments of the game to switch. I have no interest in that. I wish him the best in his endeavors. I wish all of them the best in their endeavors. But for this PDP house, we will launch in August.
Oh, understood. And can we see the setup or the structure of the executive for the PDP during this launch? Because we know that during your split, that a number of the members of the executive would have submitted their resignation, and the only person that seems to still be a part of that is Mr. Sean Ned. So, are we
a loyal person?
Are we going to see the new executive during that launch?
Well, You would see the executive. You would see the executive. We have now broadened our horizon, right? It's no longer just what we say. It's Tobago PDP, Trinidad PDP. All right, so it's you will see those persons there.
And one of the issues that came up before with the structure that the PDP had is the fact that there were not enough internal policies that would have contributed to a certain level of transparency, like bank accounts and the party being registered in the name of Watson Duke. These are the things that gave members a certain level of insecurity.
I'm glad you raised.
You would have been able to pull a party away from.
I'm glad you raised that point. Any party that is registered in Trinidad and Tobago under the EBC, that's why you register your party, the EBC, right, must be registered in the name of someone and someone's address. Every single party. The QTP has an address of, I think, Canby or Sherman Road or someplace like that, right? And I'm not sure who's the person who registered it, but it must be registered in someone's name. Okay? It must be registered in someone's name. There's no party that can be registered in a party name. NAR was registered in the name of Hocho Charles and A.N.R. Robinson. Yeah? So it must, it's fundamental. So it's not to say that the party is registered in my name, and what do they expect? I build my party, you know, from under the street lights. So I must then build a party and put it in whose? Farley's name, Dr. Faith's name, Trevor's name, whose name? It's insane to even think that. Then the next question, that the policies were good to win the elections. The internal policies of the PDP were good enough for them to join and to win. They never complain about the policies until they win, and they wanted to disturb the peace of Tobagonians by claiming they're independent. Did Tobago vote for independence? Listen, I mean, that is so atrocious, that I think that when I get into power, there will be a commission of inquiry into that. That is so evil. Whether or not they were aided and assisted by the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, I have reasons to believe that they were aided and assisted by the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. That's my belief. Because any self-respecting Prime Minister would not have allowed these bunch of independents to operate in that space for so long. But you know what? They thought that I would fade away and I would crumble, but Spartans do not go out like that.
Understood. And one of part of the previous questions that I asked is in regards to issues surrounding bank accounts and how monies were spent. That's something that was raised by members of the previous executive. That created a lack of transparency and therefore leading to a lack of confidence of the members in you as a leader.
No, we have a bank account. There's a registered bank account, and we have no money in the account, actually. There was never no money in the account to say there's money in the account. So when you're talking about registered bank account, I want to ask them if the Tobago Forwards have a bank account. Yeah, because that's the party they're operating on there. The Tobago Forwards, all they're jumping up and say it's a new party. It's Tobago Forwards. That's the bedrock. Hence, somebody show me something where they're having some family day. Where they're having it? In the home of the Forwards, Bethel. Bethel is the home of the Forwards. At least it used to be the home. Whatever remnants they have there. They don't want to see that blue party at all in Bethel. So they have their own mental problems that they're trying to project on the PDP. The PDP has been a perfect party and was perfect for them until they win. When they win, the PDP then became imperfect. Oh, how they're so ungrateful. They're so wicked and wretched.
All right. And outside of the launch, are you guys also planning similar outreach activities to engage Tobagonians?
We have always been engaging Tobagonians. One of the things I will not do is to identify any candidate before the date. I will not do that. That is too costly and it could be very damaging to the party. Whereas before, I would identify my candidates a year before and say, look, Tobago East, Tobago West. I'm not doing this again. Or your next chief secretary. Not again. I've learned my lesson well. That's one of the lessons I've learned from the Farley and Friends escapade, so to speak. Right? Never ever build people up way before election date, because they will say, hey, I was up all the time. I put my name on the line for them. I put my fighting skills on the line to them. Could you have ever imagined a party led by Farley on Faith trying to contest elections prior to my coming in to Tobago? Huh? When there was 12-0, if Farley and Faith had formed a party, could they have won an election? Not at all. Not at all. No one would have taken them seriously. But I built them up. Dr. Faith failed to win. I brought her back in as a counselor. Built her up. Say they're good, they're bright. Take them. New people. And what do I get? The party was never good. Duke was a bad man. Duke was crazy. We bright. So you go do your own thing now. They're so bright, they can't make a flashlight. They can't do nothing. All of them, we are seeing the effects of poor education. Their teachers must be sorry that they have taught them.
Understood. And we're going to take a quick break right here, and we'll be back right after these messages. See you soon, guys.
Yeah. Hey. Tobago updates.
It's a different type of thing down there. What? And we party till we drop down there. Right. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago. Do more, live more. Do more, live more. Oh. Do more, live more. This is how it's gonna go. Do more, live more. They better look up below. 'Cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look out below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look out below. 'Cause this is your show. Do more, live more. Yeah. Hey. Tobago updates. Na, 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 na. Good morning, Tobago. Na, 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 na. Let's go, go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise. The energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear me near.
Good morning and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago, guys. We have been chatting with the leader of the Progressive Democratic Patriots, Mr. Watson Duke, and we've been having an interesting conversation in regards to what's happening in the PDP, the lead up to his general election campaign, and a number of other things in regards to what's happening here in Tobago. And you would have suggested earlier that you believe that the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago has assisted this administration in successfully being independent, but we still see that there is a strain between the relationship between the THA and the central government, which, you know, calls that statement into question. But what recommendations do you have for this administration moving forward in regards to the relationship with the central government and continuing to push the mandate for Tobago self-governance?
Well, first of all, they must recognize their capabilities and their limitations. It takes a wise man to understand that I'm incapable of delivering this, and let me pull the best and brightest minds to get the job done. The Chief Secretary is incapable of leading a conversation on Tobago's self-determination. None of them inside there are capable of doing that. All right? And I would want to say you should try and get expert minds and proper persons to do that, who are well researched, who know exactly what they're talking about, and not just repeating the ideas of men that they would have heard by the wayside.
And as we kind of wrap up this morning's conversation, I want to touch a bit on the oil spill situation and how that has affected Tobago fishermen, because, you know, they continue to come on, they continue to tell us, you know, the residual effect on them economically, especially the guys down there in Lambo.
Yes,
what would you have done differently to really bring about a higher level of assurance for them that, you know, their needs are being looked after, especially the fact that there's an international oil spill fund that is supposed to be given to Trinidad and Tobago to help with all the finances that went into that cleanup?
Well, it's critical to make mention of that oil spill fund that's available. They deal with the parent country. The parent country is Trinidad, known as Trinidad and Tobago. I've said it already. Trinidad, for all international purposes, is known as Trinidad and Tobago. Mm-hmm. Tobago is not known as Trinidad and Tobago. And so the Minister of Energy, Stuart Young, would have had conversations with them. He would have put in the budget as the case may be. Mm-hmm. And it is with them they will deal with. Any money that is coming to Tobago goes to Trinidad and Tobago, which is Trinidad. And they will determine what they want to do with that money. As Chief Secretary, he has damaged the relationship with Trinidad, with the Finance Minister and the Prime Minister. You have damaged, I think it's irreparable now, because remember, they are of opposing political sides. And when he should have been a little more relaxed, he was rather defiant, and I would say rude to the Prime Minister to say, stay out of Tobago business. You know? The Prime Minister himself being a Tobagonian. He should have used that relationship that the Prime Minister is a Tobagonian with interest in Tobago to get more out of the Prime Minister as a negotiator. But he didn't do that. He wanted to show that he's a fighter. He wanted to fight Duke. He wanted to fight the Prime Minister. And he's the baddest man out. But he has never won a battle in his life. And so Tobagonians will now suffer as a result of the estranged relationships you have had with the central government. And they will not give Tobago anything worthwhile from that oil spill. They will say it is their resources, it is their expertise, and they are now putting back the money where the money came from in the first place. Yeah? Because the persons who were really major in cleaning up the oil spill were Trinidadians and persons from around the Caribbean, maybe.
But what assurance can we then give to the fisher folk that their interests are being looked after? Well, compensation is, how do we advocate to ensure that they get the type of that they get the type of compensation that they need?
The only remedy would be in electing a new Chief Secretary and putting a new party to govern. This party, they have no interest in Tobago people. They are on a frolic of their own. They are all independents, and they are using the Tobago forward, masquerading as if it's a new party, to project themselves on people as if they're ready. But when you look at the people, it's a bunch of retirees, you know, from since Hot Child times, they're milling around him before they know, young people are there. They're begging young people to come out to their family day, saying face paints and all kind of thing, to come out to their family day. They're begging people to come out. It's free. Anybody can come free. I don't know if that's how you win people. I think they need to go on their knees and put on sackcloth and ashes and repent, bend down their head as bulrush, and ask Tobago for forgiveness for their sins. They have been totally bad. 7.5 billion. Not 1 cent spent in Scarborough. Look how Scarborough look pulled down. Look how Scarborough look pulled down. Like an old woman with an old dress. Scarborough is not attractive. They need to vote out. The fishermen only hope is in the PDP. And I'm saying that loud.
Understood. And we want to thank you so much, Mr. Duke, for coming on this morning
Thank you very
and
much.
discussing with us. And guys, thank you so much for making Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. We want to thank you for your likes, your shares, and your comments. And we hope you do have a great day. See you soon. Thank you.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear my neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power, we are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers, we are melanated ones. We special and there is no denying. Tobago is number one. I am you and you are me. Together we're stronger. Good morning, Tobago.
You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive gateway to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the